What's going on, YouTube? I tried to shoot this video earlier, but my computer. It's not my computer that's not cooperating. It's YouTube that isn't cooperating. It still says it's processing and it'll take a few minutes. It's been doing that for a few hours. So yeah, it's fucking Google Tube, man. I tell you what. Anyways, hopefully this one goes. By the title of this video, this is my Arsenal SGL31-61 AK74M in 5.45x39. This is the civilian version of the exact service rifle used by the Russian military today. It's exact. It looks except for it's not selective fire, and there are some U.S. made parts on it, such as this Warsaw style stock, pistol grip, and the fore-end are all U.S. made parts because they have to be by law to be 922R compliant. Came with this Russian-made Izmash 10-round 5.45x39 Saiga magazine. This is the magazine that you will get if you purchase a 5.45 Saiga magazine or Saiga rifle. Now this is my second AK. I made another video about my Wasser 10 a little while back. You guys seen it. That one's in 7.62x39. I said in that video that I wasn't sure if I would ever get another AK, because I was really into AR-15s at that point. I mean, I still like ARs, but now I'm back into Kalashnikovs. So I decided to pick this one up. This guy was $927. The Arsenal builds are not cheap because they're premium AKs. They're just like something that you would get from like Rifle Dynamics, which also use Saiga receivers and barrels. I mean, they are they're top of the line AKs. The Wasser 10 is a great AK, but it's a entry level utility grade AK. It's very much something you start out with, and then you eventually buy something a little bit better, a little bit smoother. Anyways, you know, the bolt seems to be a lot smoother than the Wasser 10. Sometimes my Wasser 10, my bolt will actually stick back and stay open. I can't get to do it on this one no matter what, which isn't supposed to really happen. It's not a problem, but AKs by nature do not have a last round hold open. You can't lock the bolt open. If you want to check the magazine, you want to check the chamber, that's what you do. It's that simple. This is basically, like I said, this is basically a mil-spec version of an AK-74, down to the mil-spec trigger. My Romanian build has an American-made G2 trigger by Tapco, and it's very light. You can bump fire it. You can have a lot of fun with it. The mil-spec ones are much heavier, and I'll show you. You just, I don't know if you can see that. See, I'm pressing it. It's not even, the trigger hasn't even broke yet, and there it goes. So, from what I understand, these are very difficult to bump fire. Let's see, what else? Like I said, it came with this little 10-rounder. I want to get well, Bulgarian would be okay, but I prefer to get a Russian-made Bakelite magazine. It's kind of that, it's kind of like an orangish, brownish, reddish color magazine, 30-rounder, and then it'll look authentic because that's exactly what the Russians use. Has the AK-74 muzzle brake on it, of course. So it's very distinguishable as an AK-74. This one was also, apparently this one was also built at Legion in Iveshk, Russia. There it is. I don't know how well you guys can see that, but it's, and as I understand it, that's, I think that's like one of their premium building plants, something like that. I'm not 100% sure on that. the round it shoots, if you guys aren't familiar with that, is a 5.45 by 39. This is basically the Soviets' answer to our 5.56 NATO. It's a 22 caliber cartridge. It's very, very flat shooting, very low recoil, very easy to manage. This one's a Wolf Military Classic hollow point. When these were first going into service in about the late 70s during the Soviet incursion into Afghanistan, they gained a reputation as being called the poison bullet by the Afghan Mujahideen because of the damage that this round would cause. This is a great anti-personnel round. It's not so great at penetrating barriers. The 7.62 is much better at that because the 7.62 is a fatter, heavier bullet. It stabilizes. This is designed to tumble. So those are your basic differences in the Russian calibers. 7.62 by 39, 5.45 by 39. This stuff's also cheaper, but they don't sell a lot of it in shops. Most of the stuff you have to buy is online in the military surplus market. So, but yeah, I mean this guy's. I mean this is my new baby. I really, really like this thing. Haven't shot it yet, but I plan on it very soon. Has the 1,000-meter elevated graduation combat sights. Where on the Saigas, when you buy those in the sporting configuration, it only goes up to 300 meters. Because the Saiga is not really, a Saiga is a true Kalashnikov, but it's not a true combat rifle. I mean, what else can I really tell? Well, I guess I can break it down for you real quick. I mean, there's a million vids on YouTube on how to break down an AK, but I've never done one before, so I might as well do it. First things first, take the safety down because you won't be able to get the bolts all the way back out. Okay. Physically inspect the rifle. Okay. Press that button on the back of the dust cover. This is stiff because it's so new. There we go. Dust cover comes off like that. Okay. And now you have the inner workings, the guts of the rifle. This is the recoil spring. It fits in a little track back here on the rear trunnion. Push that forward, lift it right out. It's going to take the bolt with it for a second, wasn't it? Okay. And you pull the bolt all the way back, and it just kind of lifts out because it does sit down a little bit further into the receiver. This is the firing pin. This little rotating bolt here is where the firing pin is housed. Basically, you turn it all the way back, okay, and you turn it like a key, like that. So the triangular notch, that little triangular part is sticking right up. Pull it right out. There it is. Okay, that's your bolt assembly, recoil spring, everything like that. You can look down into the guts of the gun. I don't know how well you can see it. There's this trigger, hammer. And I'm told a lot of these ship with full auto fire selectors. This one apparently, because it has a notch cut out of it, so that's semi-auto one. So it's correct for what it is. And if you yank on these too far up, you can set the hammer off on them. It'll definitely work on my Wasser 10. I'm not going to do it on this guy, but it definitely works on the Wasser 10 when you do that. When you take the gas block off, you're going to rotate this little lever up. Right here on. Right. I'm trying to look at it from the other side. There it is, right here. Okay. Now, the one on my Wasser 10 is very stiff. This one's pretty stiff. So I use pliers when I take it off. But basically you rotate it up and this just pulls right out. You get the idea. I don't think I really need to do it. So putting it back together. The last piece that you took out is the first piece that goes back in. The firing pin and bolts. So it goes in like this. That triangular piece facing up towards you again. You just turn it like a key, and then it slides back in there and it's good to go. Okay. Stick that back in there, the piston. That's what that is. Make sure it goes down. This has to go down because it has rails that it rides on. You just kind of have to watch it. Basically, you got to push it down. Like there you go. It slides in. Now the recoil spring assembly goes. Stick the end of it into that channel. And you mount it right back in that notch that it was in before to make sure that you did everything right. Cycle it a few times. Okay. Take your top cover. Dusty for some reason. Put it back on there. I always have issues with these top covers sometimes. Not always, but sometimes. You have to line it up perfectly right there. Push down on it. And it's back on. So, thanks for watching. Catch you on the next one. Hopefully this one records.